All right. Looks like everything is reading right. Hello. Hope everything's going well for y'all today. So I think today's plan is one decent length stream, take care of some stuff, and then a second okay stream. Might even have an idea of what I'll be cooking tomorrow, thanks to what I picked up when I was out grabbing food. But, we are now officially in the main game proper. So, just tweak this. So, I'm gonna pick up with a few NPCs, and then decide on how we're going to progress. Got more questions about the tunnels for you. Shoot. You promised to tell me about your descent into the deep caverns. Well, it's somewhat of a long story. Sure you want to hear it? Heck yeah. It happened a long time ago, and my memory's a bit fuzzy. But here goes. I was young, strong, and handsome. A strapping young lad, huh? I was a scavenger at heart, still am. A spelunker that explored nearly all caves in South Underrail. One day, I got the opportunity to go deeper, into deep caverns. There used to be a working elevator that would take you down there. It's still there, next to the Hanging Rat, down in the caves, but it ain't working anymore. Anyway, I took a ride down, and soon enough, I arrived to an old Biocorp compound that was built inside a series of large caverns. For days I explored it, avoiding burrowers, slimes, and other mutated monsters too horrible to describe, grabbing all the valuable doohickeys I could fit in my backpack. Should have seen me back in those days. I was at the top of my game. One day, I went very far into the facility, further than I'd ever gone before, and as I mentioned, I got to the mutagen tanks. The real ones. They are not just a myth, as some say. They are very real. Bunch of big silos connected all about the place with large pipes. They were empty, though. You could even walk inside some of them on account of them being broken open. I was looking around the place when I noticed this hatch with a big old biohazard sign on it. Now, I've seen those before down there, so I didn't think much about it before I opened it and got down the ladder. They usually led down to small rooms with nothing special in them. This time, however, it led me to something that scared the living bejesus out of me. What was it? I have no idea. The trauma made you forget? I guess so, and I'm glad for it. The next thing I knew, I was running back to the elevator. I never went back down there again. It's one crazy story, old geezer. But it's all true. I have more questions about the tunnels for you. Okay, no, that's the only new bit he'll give you. But figure I'll ask again. Everything coming through fine? I would hope so after all that reading. Then we already cleared him out. Ah, Bacon. Glad you're here. There's something I need to discuss with you. Got a minute? Where's Harold? What's this all about? I wanted to talk to you about something that is luckily not as urgent at this moment, but important nonetheless. You see, after the earthquake, we experienced a major power outage. Whole station went black. Usually when things like that happen, our backup generators switch on to provide power until we get our main back. Keep on, I'm interested. Will do. The thing is, there's a delay before the backup generators kick in. It's usually just several seconds, but that means we have an interruption of power, and for many reasons, that is unacceptable. Just imagine you're in medbay being operated on, then suddenly there's no power anymore. That's just one example. I won't go into mentioning all the systems in SGS that require a constant power supply. Now, this time, during the earthquake, we've had such a large number of batteries die all at once, it's insane. Yes, most of them were pretty old, optoelectric nuclear batteries. Don't mistake them for common nickel palladium fusion batteries, though. These are very rare. Interesting, but what do you need me for? Currently, we have a few optoelectric batteries to spare, but if they keep dying, we're going to be in big trouble. So I want you to go to an old battery recycling plant not too far away from here. It's to the east, past Crossroad Caves. It's been out of commission for years, but maybe you can find something there that we can use. Spare optoelectric cells, related equipment or blueprints. You find any of that, make sure you bring it to me. There's no other place we know of that could have anything similar. That's a lot of work. Actually, why can't you use different batteries? Well, the thing is simple. SGS was originally built on Biocorp's military, long before any of us even came here. So obviously, they had some advanced tech at their disposal. Optoelectric nuclear batteries were already in use, and even though theoretically you could use fusion batteries or any other type, we've had no luck with that. It's like the system refuses to work with anything else. I see. By the way, how do these optoelectric batteries work? I'm really interested. It's complicated. You sure you can understand it? Fusion battery facilitates extremely small nuclear fusion in order to produce a single high density, high energy discharge. I see you've read the label, but I'm sorry. Optoelectric batteries seem really advanced for you. Now, will you go to the recycling plant for us? I mean, now you're acting like you're a little too smart for me, so that's a lot of work. I expect compensation. Don't worry about that. If you can find something good, you'll receive 300 credits. Also, now keep in mind the earthquake sealed off certain parts of the caves, so you'll probably need explosives. Other than that, when you be careful when you enter the plant itself. It's been out of commission for quite a while, so who knows what you'll find there. Deal. But before I leave, all the lockpicks. Yeah, I'm not dealing with running out of lockpicks again. That was a little sloppy of me, to be honest. I have some new equipment, if you are interested. But you still won't take my laser pistol. Oh, I don't have one on me, actually. So, because they don't weigh much, and they aren't terribly priced, you can totally get a Haxer Mark II and Mark III here, and just use them as needed. The standard Haxer is, of course, just your hacking level. Mark II is with an additional 5, and Mark III is with an additional 10. The caveat is they consume a lot more battery. Yeah, now he's even casually selling plasma cores, which are very expensive. Unfortunately, none of it is particularly within the range I'm willing to pay right now. And besides, not much of it is mandatory. We'll be taking those hacksaws though. Just have them ready on the off chance that they're necessary. Guess we'll head up to Blaine's. Actually, I'll get some of the decent stuff out of my storage, and we'll take a crash course on visiting the other settlements before I commit to anything. That way we can go ahead and start cycling out loot. And over encumbered already. Oh, that would be one reason. Go ahead and store half of those. And for that matter, there we go. As long as we don't go on a shopping spree, we should actually be fine. We'll hit up administration and pick up that one because I believe there was a quest there. Have you heard what's happening in Core City? Yep. It's crazy, isn't it? I'm wondering just what the Faceless want. It's very atypical of them to attack a station state. I'm about to head out to investigate the Faceless situation. Tanner mentioned you had a job for me as well. Yes, two of our own, Terry and Laura Baker, were on a merchant mission to the north when the Faceless invaded. We know they didn't get caught behind the blockade because they messaged in from Forest City before the assault happened. They were supposed to head straight back to SGS, but then this earthquake happened and blocked the railway, preventing their return. They might have stopped by rail crossing, in which case they might have been caught by whatever trouble is happening there. Gorski tells me you know how to handle trouble. Investigate these two places, find the Bakers, and return them home safely. I hope it won't come to this, but if they didn't make it, make sure you return their valuables and trade goods then. Alright, got it. Alright. We are going to completely ignore the brand new train and head over to Blaine's and sell some stuff. Head to Core City, sell some stuff, and probably hit Rail Crossing and sell some stuff. That is the whole reason for this outing. I already cleared him out, or rather he hasn't gotten his stuff back yet. Unfortunate. Apologies for the engines revving in the background. So, now that we are out of the initial bunch of the game, you can use the train to travel by metro. For 25 Karens, you can go to the 3 next major cities. And we're just going to go straight to Core City. Excuse me, you interested in some work? Always go on. Hey. I don't know if you've been watching from the get-go or if you only just now came, but hi, welcome back, Ski. Ah, great. Security company from North Underrail is hiring folks for an expedition to the Black Sea. Okay. I didn't actually do anything yet. Just talked to NPCs, picked up quests. Going to hit all the major news settlements to sell junk and maybe pick up something valuable if there's there. And then we'll go with typical exploration. This is the spokesperson for the DLC. He points you in the direction of the docks. They're looking for laborers, technicians, and most importantly, skilled fighters. You know, they need some extra security over there. Whatever field of work you're interested in, you gotta be one tough pike worker, 'cause the work's real hardcore, but so's the money. He flashes a toothless grin. You'll find him over at the eastern docks if you're interested, down the main elevator, then east along the platform. Can't miss him. Who are these people and what is the expedition about? No. There's a lot of reasons we don't go into the DLC right now. The biggest one being, I'm not sure I can actually get out of it without a certain tool this early. The other being, I will die on arrival. Don't know exactly what they're looking for over there. I was just told to direct folks to the docks, he shrugs. Frankly, I reckon they gotta be digging for some old world crap to show off in a museum in Dees. Who cares, as long as the pay's good. Huh, that's cute. Ooh. As for the company, it's called Aegis Incorporated, and it's from the north. Security contractors, serious business. These guys are packing a lot of heat, and they look mighty hardcore in them full body armor suits. Oh yes, sirree. Makes you want to join them right away, right? Right? When you say hardcore money, how hardcore do you mean? Wasn't told exactly how hardcore it is, you dig, but by our southern standards, it's gotta be pretty hardcore. I reckon if the job's only for the toughest, right, then the toughest ain't gonna do it cheap, right? Hmm? Apply myself, but the old legs ain't what they used to be. Nah, they ain't. Rusty pipes they've become, eh? What can you tell me about the Black Sea? Damn it, man, you ain't from around, are you? Never heard of the dreaded Black Sea, the Hell's Gut, spooky legends, pirates? You know them folks intercepting vessels, zoning out, kidnapping, plundering, then taking their loot to waters where few are willing to chase them into? Don't ring a bell? Then maybe this sort of work ain't for you, kiddo. Just saying. You're just standing here and directing people down to the docks? Yep, that's my job. He leans closer. Position's taken. Dig? Got it. I'll check him out. Hey, got a coin or two? He puts his hand out. Eh? We can take pity on him, even though, yeah, he's already being paid to do this. So sure, give him a Stygian coin. Cheers. He turns away and scans for his next target. So, security here is kind of a notch above what you might have seen in Junkyard. Standard guards have, alright, well, maybe not all of them. Standard guards are a lot more durable, and there's multiple types. The man spots you. Well, the one people are usually like uniques, but the man spots you from far away. Yeah, we don't worry about base. The man spots you from far away, lifts his index finger, and points it right at you. His long legs close the distance quickly, and as you raise your head more and more, do you realize you will probably need a ladder in order to speak to him and not strain your neck. While his coat seems to be in decent condition, excluding a few bullet-sized holes and off-colored patches, his boots, on the other hand, won't last him much longer, and his waist belt fits him as tightly as a hula hoop. He stops in front of you, finger still aimed down your nose, and speaks. You. Yes, you. You like someone who's got food. No, don't deny it. I knew it from the moment I saw you. You have food. Can I help you? Hey, pal, let's not lie to each other. The real question is, can I help you? Can you? Hey, that's what I'm talking about. But first, let me properly introduce myself. I'm John the Beautiful. Am I not? Now that we're done with that, listen here. I've been living in Core City for quite some time now, and have learned many of its secrets, even some of the most hardcore ones. And I happen to be hungry all the time. Understand, pal? I can tell you interesting and 100% useful things in exchange for what? Food? You get it. That's what I'm talking about, pal. You're not as dumb as you look. Okay, so here's the deal. You can find me near the back entrance to the Hardcore City Bar. That's where I usually hang out. If you don't know where it is, find me first, and then I'll explain it. So bring that delicious food of yours, and then we'll discuss things further, pal. Alright, I'll find you if I need anything. Hey, pal, that's what I'm talking about. See you later. The arena can satisfy your hunger for blood, but I can satisfy your hunger. He pauses. What'll it be? Give me your money. Something sure smells good. Well, look at that. It's Moe's food. Want some? You know anything about John the Beautiful? Do I? If he continues with his food for information thing going, I'll be rolling in Karens with the rest of the fat rats in Core City. Bless him. I want him to live forever. No, really. Bless him. What can you tell me about the arena? You have to go and experience the bloodbath live. I mean, you can watch it on JKK's arena now, but it's just not the same. Take my advice, buy a ticket and enjoy the carnage. Folks from all over Underrail come here just for the arena. Nothing for me now. Goodbye. Once again, I apologize if the cats are coming through. They are strays, they are not my responsibility. Biocorp Technology Catalog Fragment. A couple of torn pages and illustrations from the technology catalog of the old Biocorp. This is obviously not meant to be a blueprint of their technology, but rather a commercial showcase. One oddity point. Also just casually finding gun parts in the trash. And now we're over encumbered. Teehee. I'll put the gun part back. We'll come back for it. So, you can do some funky stuff with guns in this game, but unfortunately we went for the melee build, so... if I do another run and I don't go for just pure wizardry for the rest of setting details, maybe we'll get some better reveals on all that. Before you is an older man rummaging through some boxes. He tries to speak to you, but as soon as he opens his mouth, a violent cough takes control of his body and shakes it like a rag doll. While he is forced to lean forward and let out a few torturous coughs that sound like he swallowed a bag full of razors, you stand and watch him, feeling a sympathetic choking sensation in your throat, as if you're the one enduring such abuse. That coughing sounds painful, man. With a red face and eyes full of tears, he finally responds. It's not as bad as it sounds. Just lovely. Don't mind me. I'll be fine, I guess. Anyway, the store is closed. I'm just going through some junk here. Drats. What do you sell here and will you be open? When will you be open? This used to... coughs violently. It's lovely. Anyway, this used to be a mechanical store. Here you could buy components, get your devices and other machinery fixed, and it coughs. Again, you get the idea. When we'll be open, the way things currently are, probably never. Which is a shame if you ask. If you ask, he coughs. If you ask me. Add more questions if you don't mind. Bacon is the name. I don't mind. I'm Mikola Young. 20 years, that's how long the store had been open, he coughs. Seems like yesterday. Why are you closed for good? One word, Ali. He coughs violently. Well, just lovely. One word, oligarchy. Those fat rats have destroyed all my hard and honest work. My business was flourishing before they turned their sights on me, he coughs. See, they even got me sick. How and why did they destroy your business? They're control freaks, that's why, and they are paranoid. All three of them, he coughs. Everything that ever came out of their filthy mouths is pure gibberish. Like, for example, they tell us they care about us citizens, that they will protect us. And then you see the zoners riding away and not one of them blinks. The new laws? Taxes? Yeah, all for our well-being. And the faceless? No comment on how that was handled. As for me, I never belonged to them. They couldn't own me. That's why they doomed me. If I'm not with them, I'm against them. And it doesn't matter if you're in their way now or not, or if you'll ever even be. They want to make sure they've got everything under control. He coughs violently. What a load of gibberish. You can imagine the rest of the story, but I'm tired of talking about this, and it makes me sick. And he coughs. What can you tell me about the oligarchy? A violent cough overcomes him again, forcing sounds out of him that feel like he's about to turn inside out. It lasts for a whole minute, then he continues. Please do not, he coughs, please do not ask me about those. He continues coughing and weighs a few times, signaling he'd rather not answer the question. I'll be leaving you. Take care. I can't loot the lockers. Skinny body, large head. These are the first things that come to your mind after looking at this man. His aging skin is covered by simple, modest clothes, with only an ornamented metal bracelet on his right hand standing out. Modest, too, is his smile, after which he speaks with a light, relaxed voice. I welcome you to my store, traveler. Halim is my name, and I am at your service. And he takes laser pistols. Yeah, as you can clearly see, the new stores have a lot of things to pick from. With decent quality components, new batteries that I can't even make full use of, and other stuff. Also, a blueprint worth 16,000. Blueprint for EMP grenade would probably be worth grabbing now. Alright. Okay. Alright, well that's fine. Take those. Redeem the blueprint. I'd like to ask some questions about the city. I would be glad to answer them. What can you tell me about the arena? Arena means physical death for those who fight, and mental for those who watch it. What can you tell me about the oligarchy? Oligarchy are 3 men who rule Core City, and have been doing so for 15 years. Order which they brought with them is deceiving. What they did is simply move all violence from the streets and placed it into the hearts of the people, where it is easier to control. Arena proves it. Gauntlet proves it. You'll often hear approval of their rule. That only means you are not talking to the right people. Look around the city instead. It will speak clearer than any of us can. Can you tell me about the Gauntlet? They call it best new thing. Hardcore entertainment. No, it is not. It is as violent as Arena. It is inharmonious. It celebrates torment. Watch people get killed in rooms full of traps? Monstrous. I have nothing more to say of it. What can you tell me about JKK? JKK broadcasts violence and death. As if there isn't enough of it in Underrail, why not air something artistic, musical, lyrical, educational? Something to ease soul and motivate a man to create, to learn. But people have been raised to desire even more death, even more bloodbath, so JKK feeds them just that. Can you tell me about Drop Zone? Ignore everything else. Drop Zone is the true face of Core City. It is the place of poor, it is a place of unwanted. Oligarchs can show off shiny tech made by Core Tech, draw people to Arena and create an illusion of a functional society. No, it is not the real truth. It draws eyes away from the real truth. To understand any society, you must look how they treat those who cannot serve it, but instead need help. Can you tell me about Core Tech? They advance technology, manufacture products which make life easier. On one side, they can make beauty, harmony, but on the other, they make weapons, instruments of dissonance, and murder. They are those who sell you an energy shield to protect you from the weapons they created. They are Core Tech. Pardon me. What can you tell me about the Hardcore City Bar? I don't visit such places, so I can't tell anything of use. I prefer my time well spent, rather than wasted. What do you think of the Faceless? Why do you think the Faceless attacked Core City? I don't know. Tunnelers are a mystery to most of us, and so is the reason why they haven't tried pushing deeper into the city. I often think oligarchs did something to antagonize them, but that may just be my bias. The city glorifies meaningless death and destruction, and that is why I think we will defend ourselves from the tunnelers, however cool they might be. I think we are likely to be worse than them. I'm looking for Terry and Laura Baker. They are merchants from Southgate Station. Have you seen them, perhaps? My memory is clear. Terry and Laura Baker, Southgaters, harmonious people. They often visit my store, whenever they are in Core City, that is. He smiles. They were here around the time the big earthquake struck. They bought some components, then they left. If memory serves me well, among other things, they needed 2 Tri-Energy 1400 watt power supply units. I did not have those at the time. That is all the helpful information I can tell you. Still, as they were merchants, it is very likely they visited other stores in Core City. Maybe someone else has answers you need. It's a nice bracelet there. Where'd you get it? He touches the bracelet, smiling, and then displays it for you to see. It is a wide metal bracelet with engravings resembling some sort of writing. It is also heavily ornamented with different and interesting shapes. It is a gift from my wife. The writing is in a language that is likely foreign to you, but it has a special meaning to us. It has the same color of Karen's. Is that thing made of super steel? Yes, it was made in Foundry years ago. They have furnaces there that can melt Karen's, or at least had back then, when my wife was ordering the bracelets to be made. Actually, I think it was about the time they were making the 2 snake statues for Praetorian Security Headquarters. Yes, I remember she told me she saw them there, unfinished. See, I think we already asked everything about the city. Actually, no. Can you tell me about Praetorian security? Brutes who tell us what not to do. They defend us from everything but themselves, and each other as well. I often wonder if criminals they deal with did more to hurt them or the people. But it could be worse. Our city is well protected against outside threats, that I must confess. Despite my disapproval of oligarchy, I think Praetorian security will protect us from tunnelers. For their sake, the oligarchs and their servants. Not ours, of course. You do sell some powerful weapons for someone who seems to dislike violence. Yes, guns are instruments of murder, but the world is a dangerous place, and whoever denies that will most likely die because of it. I sell a small number of them, and I hope they will be used for self-defense, even though they are likely not. Now, we could just double down on it, but Halim's a pretty cool guy, so I see your point. I didn't mean to imply anything, by the way. I was just curious. I'd like to ask you something else. But we've basically covered everything, and we've already cleared out his shop, so on to the next one. A middle-aged woman smiles at you as soon as you enter the store. Her voice is bright and expressive, with constant, but never too distracting, changes in pitch and rhythm. Not surprisingly, her gesticulation matches the playfulness of her voice, sometimes even surpassing it, which often makes you wonder if she's going to slam her arm against the desk or knock something over. However, nothing of the sort happens in your presence. Ah, a customer. Come in, come in. I'm Derica, the owner of this little store. It might be little, but the selection of available items is huge, so take your pick. Will do. She'll take leather armor. Okay. Didn't bring any ammo, but, you know, it happens. Take all the lockpicks. If it wasn't for the fact it would put me into an over-encumbered state, I'd go ahead and grab the TNT charges as well. Alright, now we'll just clear out our coins. Well, a few of them anyway. Once we start crafting stuff like en masse, it'll be much easier to clear out shops like this. Before you stands a man dressed as junkyard? I feel like there's a word missing. Large rucksack out of which metal pipes, fishing rods, and gun barrels stick out. Patched pockets full of forks, screwdrivers, and used flares. Stained rat-hound skin bags dangling from his belt, pulling on it as if they were full of lead-filled bowling balls. All these things combined must weigh twice as much as him, you feel, and it forces you to simply stand in awe at the durability of this man's legs and back. Then he speaks through his mask. Excuse me, sir, but how would you like to buy these wonderful animal organs and leather? Or these chrome-plated quad handles? I, a well-known scavenger that goes by the name of Alphabet, have so many unique and exciting treatments to sell and only need a buyer. Let me see. Won't buy the first thing from me. I'll take the empty bottles. Just want to point out the guy literally has a human brain. I don't remember if you can use the hot wiring kit to, like, permanently steal some things, but... I'm sure I can grab another one from somewhere else if I do need one. Is there anything I can grab that's close enough in value? Okay. He gets 2 Karens from me. No, get back here. Care to buy my organs? I mean, care to buy animal organs from me? Why do you carry all that junk with you? It's not junk if I can sell it. Don't be such a zoner. I loot everything I can, then I go to a station, sell all of it, and earn some coins. Then go back and pick up things I couldn't carry with me. Then back to selling. Yeah. But the stupid merchants won't buy my loot. Loot? You really think you'll earn much by selling animal organs and scrap metal? It adds up, trust me. Bullet by bullet, heart by heart, battery by battery. Yeah, it just adds up. It takes a while, but that's how I do things. Alphabet notices a screw on the ground and bends over, with some effort, to pick it up. Well, look at this treasure. Can you tell me about Core City? Yeah, like, if the traders were a bit saner, then I'd say it isn't a bad place to sell loot. Yeah. But as it currently stands, it's, I mean, come on, really? I've got all this fine loot, and these derailed people won't buy all of it. I can't buy all 17 assault rifles. I'll take 2. What kind of a merchant are you? What is wrong with Underrail? It's painful, you know. He sighs. But other than that, I don't know. I can't tell you much about the city. I mostly come here for the hardcore city bar and to see merchants. He lowers his head and begins mumbling to himself. Stupid merchants. Can you tell me about the arena? Never went to see a match in my life. I heard, listen to this, I heard that up until recently, they didn't allow participants to loot the folks they zoned out. What? Seriously? What? Only now did they remember to do that. In these difficult times when honest men depend on looting to survive? Come on, just come on. Who comes up with this stuff? Why do you carry a human brain with you? Well, that's a cool loot and tell. I was going through some backwater caves and I found this dead guy. Bald, ugly as a siphoner's ass. Giant rock fell on his head and split it right open. Yeah, you could see the brain. It was exposed and all. But it was in good condition, and after I took his stuff, I decided to grab the brain too. I reckon he won't need it anymore, and perhaps I'll find someone who'll buy it. It stinks a bit, but hell, life stinks in general. It's what I always say. Never miss a chance when it presents itself so conveniently. How do you think the Faceless invaded Core City? Thanks for reminding me. There is looting potential there, yeah? I'm just going to wait for them to kill each other, he grins. Then the looting can begin. I gotta go. Goodbye. Oh, come on, I just want to get rid of all this stuff. You see a boulder of a man encased in metal armor, inspecting an assault rifle. His eye is peering into the gun's chamber through the open ejection port, but an instant after you come into the store, it shifts to you. He lowers the rifle, closing the bolts simultaneously before setting it aside and greeting you with a mean face and a corresponding voice. Greetings, gunslinger. Need guns to exterminate your enemies? Need explosives to demolish anything that stands in your way? Need bullets to fuel your murderous urges? Or perhaps you need armor to protect your weak flesh from harm? If your answer is yes to any of these questions, then you've come to the right place. Welcome to Oscar's Armory. But have I got a deal for you? I'm just going to throw one sniper rifle his way, and look at that, completely clears out his entire stock of coins. Grab some repair kits. Oh, I actually could grab the... We might come back for the TNT charges. But yeah, see, if I were crafting weapons right now, quality 103 gun parts, which we will be crafting guns eventually because that's one of the best ways to make some quick cash, but yeah. Yep, the Tyranny is a shotgun component. Each type of weapon has several different types of frames, which have different stat distributions. Some are inherently better than others. Tempted to grabbing the frag Mark IIs. How many am I missing out on? Alright, we'll cut it there, but well, I say that. Could clear out a little bit more weight. Anti-thermic insulated overcoat, go! Grab the high explosive grenade Mark II. Come to think of it, he doesn't have the first knife, does he? Nope. Hey, gunslinger, back for more gear? I'd like to ask you some questions about the city. Shoot. What can you tell me about Drop Zone? That place is too hardcore for someone like you. Muggers and murderers at every corner. Plagues, diseases, hardcore gangs. Even the terrain is against you. One wrong step and off you go to kiss the ground below. I mean, look. Underclass folks were forced to live there. They sort of built their own homes on the edges of Core City. That's hardcore, man. You gotta be hardcore to live there, that's for sure. But tell me about the arena. That's what I'm saying, man. That's where all the fun happens in Core City. Other than the Hardcore City Bar, of course, which is hardcore. And the Gauntlet, which is also hardcore. I go there all the time to watch the bloodshed and hardcore domination. People come from every freaking where to see gladiators turn each other into pulp. It's so much fun I'd shed a tear right now, but I'm a bit too hardcore for that. What can you tell me about the Gauntlet? Listen to this brilliant idea. You get a runner, some hardcore runner, and you, it could be a guy or a girl, and you let them go through these challenging rooms. But here's what's so hardcore about it. There are two other runners, and whoever finishes first pulls the lever and fries the other two. He laughs. So brutal. And the rooms are filled with traps and deadly creatures. Hardcore stuff. And they get more difficult. And you don't know what's going to come next. JKK broadcasts it every week. They have a dedicated channel for that. Can you tell me about the oligarchy? I'm just going to say this. Knight, Edstrom, and Simmons made the arena and the Gauntlet possible. That's hardcore. And that's all that matters in Core City. The end. What can you tell me about Cortec? Listen, man. Cortec built the whole system, makes the Gauntlet do its thing. Some hardcore elevator machinery. They are the future. And the weapons they make, man, they got stuff to blow up everything from Camp Hathor to Fort Apogee and Foundry. So brutal, yet so hardcore. Can you tell me about the JKK? If it wasn't for them, people all over the Underrail wouldn't be able to watch the arena broadcasts, which would be retarded, let's face it. Arena now brings arena to the people unfortunate enough to not being able to watch it live. You grab some burgers, or barrel soup if you're from Drop Zone, and watch people murder each other's faces off, dominating. So yeah, you can see the duality of people in Core City. You got Halim, who's pretty, conservative, quiet, polite. Then you got Oscar, who's just like a textbook example of what core cities values, what core cities' core values are. Haha. What can you tell me about Praetorian security? They are the largest armed force in Core City. Archibald Knight, Chief, used to be the chief security officer at Biocore before they fell apart some years ago. After all the ruckus with the Protectorate, he gathered some bad boys and enforced order in this place, and I used to be one of them. No one's as hardcore. Protectorate's got nothing on them. Nothing. The end. Can you tell me about the Hardcore City Bar? Oh yeah, it's hardcore. I mean, I'm hardcore. I dominate. And need a hardcore place to go to, and I feel right at home every time I'm there. Some wimpy northerner, for example, will feel tiny, minuscule in that place, because he's a wimp. Well, anyway, the booze is hardcore, the crowd is hardcore, and even the chairs are hardcore. Trust me, I tried breaking a couple. Let's discuss something else. Why not? Can you tell me something about a man named Alphabet? Oscar's face rearranges itself into a less mean expression. Please don't ask me that again. I'd rather not talk about that thing. Why do you think the Faceless invaded Core City? To get dominated, that's why. And if they get anywhere near me, I'm going to be the one zoning them out. I used to work for Praetorian security. Yeah. I dominated in training. I dominated on the streets. I dominated. I was their most hardcore enforcer. Anyway, the Faceless, they get in here, they're gonna get some Oscar Nation. Get it? It's Oscar and domination. Oscar Nation. Wait, that sounds like a nation of Oscars. He turns his head aside and ponders away. I'm looking for Terry and Laura Baker. They're merchants from Southgate Station. Have you seen them? Never heard of them. And if I never heard of them, then they aren't hardcore. Fact. Hence, I can't help you. The only way I can help is by offering some dominating firepower. Interested? Core City plans. Old and damaged Core City plans. Mostly illegible, but worth one oddity point. As you move closer to the woman who appears to be in her late 30s or early 40s, you notice she is holding a scalpel in front of her face, studying it with great concentration. She turns it around and observes it from every angle, occasionally touching the blade with her thin fingers and smiling. You wait, quietly, but you get no acknowledgement. It appears that this object mesmerizes her so much that she is unaware of you even being there. Excuse me, are you a doctor? She snaps out of her focused state to turn to you. Her expression turns neutral, and then she smiles. Soon after, she gives you a response, carried by a rich, high-pitched voice. Why, yes, I am. I have a coat, and that makes me a doctor, doesn't it? Does it not? She cackles. My name is Dr. Gratz. Now, allow me to diagnose your illness straight away. That's why you're here, right? Right? Phantom limb syndrome? Let's just buy and leave. Telekinetic proxy, temporal rewind. I don't remember what that does, and I can't use it yet. It's also not the one that I'm looking for, so we'll wait on that for now. But she's taking 3 medicines, so we'll sell 3 psi boosters. A Chortist missionary, a man wearing concealing robes, comes up to you. His garment seems spotless and well kept, and exudes a pleasant smell. He then places his hand on his chest, making his long, clean nails visible, and after taking a small bow, starts speaking with a pacific, balmy voice. Short is evolution, traveler. I can see you're busy, so I won't take too much of your time. My brothers and sisters and I are members of the Institute of Chort, an institution which studies and celebrates a magnificent being called Chort, as you may have already guessed. His voice reveals more and more excitement as he speaks further. Why is it magnificent, you wonder? Well, it is a primordial creature that has the ability to regenerate itself and adapt to new environments with each regenerative cycle, and can technically tailor itself to survive in any environment, potentially living forever. I know it sounds impossible to you, but it is true. At this very moment, we are trying to utilize that remarkable ability, direct the human evolution to a point where we too can walk the surface and leave this constricting underground world. To quote our founder, Idine, we can and we must. I won't take even one more second of your time. If you find what I told you fascinating, which I hope you do, brother, you can seek Minister Percival in the upper level of Core City, just next to the JKK headquarters, and listen to his lecture on Chortism. It explains our ideology in greater detail. Thank you. And Chort guide you. Thank you for the information. I'll talk to this Mr. Percival when I am able to. So I'm not trying to trigger anything here. That's why I'm not going towards specific NPCs or going off the beaten path. I am literally just here to clean out inventory and get more coins. The oddities that I'm picking up on the side, that's just a welcome bonus. Really welcome, because I only need 2 more to level. So, nothing is technically stopping them. In fact, since it's not that big of a deal, I also... free ammo. I believe it's right here. Yeah, this is literally the other side. Like, if you go past this screen transition here, that's literally where they came through at. So, honestly speaking, there's nothing stopping them from just drilling into Core City. Also, I like how I went from no lockpicks. Oh, you want that, do you? Alright, you know what? It's true. I can just save and walk over unless the Praetorian Guard stops me. Plus, I can grab this. Oh. Another catalog fragment. So here, by your request, I'll go and get, zoned out. There you go. Immediate combat, they won initiative, and Faceless's aim shot critically hits Bacon for 225 mechanical damage. There you go. Exactly what you asked for. Oh, alright, so hold up. I need to manually save, because that's just a death... That's just a death flag. Head over to Foundry. Just dodge the aimed shot. Okay, then just dodge the next 5 to 10, right? Welcome to Foundry. It's basically Chicago, but in the subways. I believe Chicago's the accurate one. It might actually be Detroit. Yeah, just dodge it with RNG. Foundry plans. Old, partially burned foundry plans. Unfortunately, you cannot make out the date they were drawn. Worth one oddity. And there we go. I think hacking's okay where it is now. Plus, I've got the Haxer Mark 2 and 3. Lockpicking should be okay for now. We'll keep pumping traps up a bit to further enhance my detection. Pump up electronics. Alright, start pumping mechanics. I'm going to start putting a few points into persuasion. No feet, I think, yeah. Barkeeper pulls out a large, clean mug upon noticing you approach and puts it on the counter. A moment later, he moves his head aside and releases a few abrasive-sounding coughs, taking an extra second or two to recover. Then, after wiping his eyes, he speaks to you with a voice equally pleasant as was his coughing. What are you having, pal? We got a couple of strong brews here. Dark, light, rocky, and pansy. That one's for girly men and northerners. He laughs and coughs at the same time. Let's see what you got. And by that I mean, buy my shit. Let the mechanic one. Full damage. Feel like you need a good brew to lubricate your dry, friable throat, he laughs, coughing. What can you tell me about this place? Foundry is a mining station and the largest exporter of raw ores and all that is metal, he laughs, coughing. The pollution is a bit of an issue, as you can hear, but that's the price we agreed to pay for the riches, as well as the safety the Foundry Guard has been ensuring us. He chuckles, coughing. Speaking of the foul air, even though I don't ever go near the mines, my coughing makes me sound like I've spent 50 years drilling with my mouth wide open. I'm looking for merchants. Can you point me to any stores? Sure. He points across from the bar. There's Brian's store there, and Bobby's up on the north wall. In between, you got Doc Stevenson and his wife Estelle if you need some medical aid. Now, Leonie, you went past her store at the entrance, yeah? Yeah, okay, to the west, there's the residential district area. You got West's electronics store and Messer's butchery. Who's in charge of the place? He coughs. That would be Marshall. Martin Marshall. Where can I find him? He points to the western exit. Go there, that's the residential area, and I'll go all the way to its northwestern corner. You'll also find Chief Banner there most of the time. He's he sneezes. Darn it. He wipes his nose with a handkerchief. Anyhow, he's the chief of the Foundry Guard, pal. So if you need him, that's where you'll find him. Heard any good rumors? Ironheads engaged another Foundry Guard patrol just east of here, he coughs. They won't dare strike us here, Baron Heads. He laughs. Next rumor. Mine was closed because the miners dug into some cavern and released some creatures. Apparently, the Foundry Guard's having some trouble clearing them out, he laughs. Or he coughs. What's the deal with the creatures from the mine? Well, you see, recently the miners opened a passage into a new cavern, he coughs. The cavern was full of strange creatures that had a shell made of pure hard rock. Yeah, that's what I was told. And they have these... He extends his arms above his head and spread his fingers, these huge metal spikes on their backs. Consequently, the mining operation was halted because the creatures were very aggressive, so the mine is closed for the time being. Some guardsmen were killed even, and what's even worse, I was told a couple of those Rockies slipped in the residential area somehow. There's a couple of folks have gone missing, he coughs. Okay, but you got any other good rumors? The folks around here have been turning more and more temperamental as of late. Some blame the foul air, others the water. Whatever the case, get a respirator and drink only brew. That'll do you good. We're going now. The man clears his throat before speaking. Good day, sir. I'm Overseer Kevin Gray of the Foundry Guard. Do you need assistance? What does an overseer do? Oversees the Foundry Guards. I think it's pretty self-explanatory. Any more questions? What can you tell me about Foundry? Foundry is undeniably the safest station in South Underrail. It is utterly unbreachable, and let me tell you straight away, it's rivaling even Underrail Protectorate's Fort Apogee. All that due to a strong position and an indisputable valor of the Foundry Guard, who exist to serve and protect all within the station walls. If you find yourself in any trouble, or need help otherwise, simply find one of the guards and they will gladly assist you. One word of warning, though, don't go near the mine. Also, if you need water, Claude can help you with that. Avoid other sources. You'll hear him before you see him. Don't worry. That's all you need to know for now. Take care. You know anything about the mine creatures? You learned about that quickly. Well, few people have seen those things in person. What happened was some miners tunneled into a cavern and ran into these odd, rocky creatures. Those things were incredibly aggressive, and the mining operation had to be halted, rightfully so. Some miners were, sadly, killed, and because of that, we're on high alert right now. We even suspect that the creatures are somehow, never mind. The officials are currently discussing the situation and planning the next move. We'll see what they'll come up with. In the meantime, you take care and keep away from the mine. Understand? Why didn't someone already arrest that derailed, robed dude? You mean the short guy? I'd rather shoot him, but that would be against the law. As for not arresting him, I suppose someone higher up the chain grew fond of the guy. I don't know. Besides, he never caused any major disturbance. He's only annoying the marbles out of everyone. And he never gets tired. Unbelievable. A man wearing clean overalls greets you with a large and, at first glance, honest smile. He is a large-framed boulder of a man with big, strong hands sticking out of his sleeves. Yet his head seems rather tiny in comparison, reminding you of a custom-made replacement part that performs as it should but looks somewhat off. He speaks to you without removing his smile. Well, hello, stranger. How's it going, huh? I know what you're thinking. Why did I come to this barren station? The air is horribly polluted, people are dirty, boring, and there's absolutely no fun to be had here. Don't break your pick, valued customer. There is more to Foundry than what initially meets the eye. I feel it, oh valued customer. I feel what you want to tell me so desperately. Don't say it. Shush, I know. You're searching for something special, for something that'll make your day, your week, your life. You've made it. You found it. I'm not joking. Do you know what it is, valued customer? Do you know what I have here? What I'm willing to offer you for almost nothing? You're thinking I'm pulling your leg, aren't you? Then you're wrong. This is an offer you can't resist, and you know it. I have something you desire, and you know what it is. So tell me. Tell me. A railgun? Yes, well, almost. Mechanical components. Excitement scars his face as he anticipates your reaction. Yay! I, Brian Honest, run the largest and only store in Foundry which specializes in mechanical components. You can find anything here, and I mean anything. Don't forget, they don't call me Honest for no reason, he laughs. Wow, I don't see the first knife component. Okay, I see a knife handle, so I'll have to withdraw that. I'm not selling my repair kits, but I'll sell the caltrops. I might not offer guns or ammo, food or drinks, but I offer the finest mechanical parts you can lay your eyes upon. You tell me something about Foundry? Foundry never had a good mechanical components store until I came here. Very barren in that aspect. People were saying, where will I get my adaptive limbs? That X store has it, but it's not good enough. Foundry needed something better. Foundry needed Brian Honest. And now I'm here, valued customer. You know anything about the creatures from the mine? Not much, just that after those things showed up and interrupted mining, so many people came to my store to purchase mechanical components of all kinds, and they felt golden. How is that all connected, you ask? They were suddenly exposed to something they hate, so they had to find comfort in something they love, and that was my store. Leave now. Bye. The case in point about their objects being hidden due to the layering, uh, there's a door here, and that leads to the whole of the hospital area here. It's kind of well hidden. A young woman, unusually wrinkly for her age, nods at your approach. A kind stare and a light, toothless smile, together with her somewhat weakly stance, as though a breeze is enough to knock her down, gives you an inverse impression that she is an old woman that looks younger, rather than the other way around. You know that it's wrong, though, and you instead shift your focus to her light, grainy voice, which you hear after some coughing. Hello, I'm Estelle Stevenson, Gabriel's wife and Foundry's only pharmacist. What can I do for you? The precognition, if I recall, is pretty good, but can't use it yet, and not dumping 14,000 for it. Looking for medicine, so I'll sell them 3 psi boosters. See a dull-faced man wearing a doctor's coat. Looking at it, you imagine it once used to be fresh and chalk white before age and consistent use combined introduced unwashable impurities. It's as if the coat reflects its owner, for he too invokes a clear image of someone who used to be young and full of spirit, but has now shriveling up as the hardships of life slowly win their personal war, one battle at a time. He looks at you with his tired, lifeless eyes and addresses you with a monotone voice. Hello, I'm Dr. Stevenson. How may I help you? Can you tell me about Foundry? Do you really want to know what I think of Foundry? Yes. Foundry. People die in this place in such numbers it makes me sick. I often wake up thinking about lost lives, people I could have saved, or dismembered bodies that are brought into my office every day. I wanted to help people, see joyful faces as I tell them that their loved ones are going to make it, that those injuries will heal quickly, or that the pollution will cause them no long-term harm. But no, I just face death, each and every day. So enjoy your stay, traveler, and take care. So, how's it going? His barren stare meets yours. People are still dying. So the usual. Can you tell me anything about the mine creatures? The only things... the only thing those things did was just increase the body count. People were dying already in Foundry and in far greater numbers than is usually revealed. It's just that now even more lives are lost, and in a slightly different fashion. Getting pierced, clawed, torn to pieces, half-eaten, as opposed to getting crushed by mine falls, incinerated, suffocated, and such. Some manage to survive a few of those things, and now have to live as cripples. That's all I know about the creatures. They kill. Lovely to see you again. What can you tell me about Foundry? I'm guessing you already know about the mine and hard working conditions. From a personal perspective, being a medical professional in here is rather depressing. Death is not a stranger to Foundry, as people are mortally injured in the mine. In the metalworks, she shrugs. That's life here. My husband, the things he has to deal with have been affecting him over the years, wearing him down slowly. So forgive him if he says something, you know. It happens sometimes. Still, I know one day things will get better. She coughs. We just have to persevere. Tell me anything about the mine creatures. Gabriel and I have seen a few of the wounds these creatures have caused to a few miners, unlucky enough to have been attacked by them, but lucky enough to make it back. She coughs. One of them even spoke of one miner having his arm bitten clean off. Also, Bobby told me some of the creatures had been seen in the residential area. She coughs, but I don't buy it. I'm sure the foundry guards keeping a watchful eye would never allow such a thing to happen. That's all. Goodbye. The short, chubby fellow greets you with an amiable smile and appears to be the owner of the store. However, it instantly becomes clear that he is also proud owner of one more thing: a long, strong, and exceptionally well cared for beard, one he subconsciously strokes with great delight. Sadly, his voice is in the opposite condition. It has an unhealthy rasp to it, and as soon as it rises in pitch, for even slightly, it begins to break, then out into a weak, breathy voice. Good day, sir. My name is Bobby Bass, and I wholeheartedly welcome you to my reputable store. Yeah, I don't have much to sell him. Take the lockpicks, though. Take the blueprint for the combat knife. Don't even mind them paying out a bit. What do you sell here? Oh, this is Foundry's general store, and it offers a wide variety of items. All kinds of tools and mining equipment, weapons, ammunition, armors, clothes. He chuckles. Need I go on? All in all, feel free to take a look around, because I'm sure you're bound to find something to your liking. He coughs. Of course, everything comes at an affordable price. Teehee. You know anything about the mine creatures? Not much, he coughs. Just that they've killed some folks and that the mine is closed because of them. But I'm sure the Foundry Guard will deal with these creatures quite soon. They've got capable men and women working there, and if they can stop Baron Heads, Teehee, and other things from harming us, they'll be able to deal with a few pesky critters, right? He coughs. You see a thin man soldering some components onto a copper-colored circuit board. He doesn't immediately notice you, which gives you a few moments to observe him. His dark hair is streaked with aluminum gray strands. His wrinkles form ravines in his face, and his hands are only steady when the soldering iron meets the board. Yet some strange and subtle signs give you a feeling that this man is somehow younger than he appears, but you are unable to pinpoint exactly why. Your thoughts are interrupted when he notices you. Oh, welcome to my electronics store, friend. Name's George West. You ought to say something, 'cause he coughs. I can't help you if I don't know you're here. Smiles. Don't have much we can sell. No, suppose that's fine. Can you tell me about this place? Takes him a few moments to produce an answer. I don't know. Foundry is a large station with a rich mine. We're pretty well known as the station with the best defenses in South Underrail. The Foundry Guard makes sure of it. Okay, now give me the other side of the truth. lets out his breath in a long sigh. The air pollution is really bad, friend. He coughs. See what I mean? My nose, throat, and lungs are slowly being eroded by the foulness of the air, just like nearly everyone else's. I pity those working in the mine or those sweating in the metalworks, and I'm thankful I'm not in their boots. But I get to have my store without anyone racketeering me, which used to be the case before I moved here, so this is my life now. Whether I made the right choice or not, I suppose the future will tell me that. Any more questions, friend? Can you tell me about the mine creatures? Nothing. It doesn't concern me. Every problem we've had so far in Foundry was quickly handled by the Foundry Guard. I dislike this place for many reasons, he coughs, the pollution being one of them. But I can't deny security here is top-notch. Everyone's blabbering about these monsters and how they're sneaking into the residential and killing people. As long as there isn't one in my store, I don't care, but that's just my opinion, friend. I think... Oh, I suppose there's the other food place. Oh, whoops. Whoopsie! Thought that was the food place. Oh, it was one more up. Strange comm device. One oddity experience. You see a stout, middle-aged man butchering a pig. You observe the motions he makes with each cut and notice how every single one is performed with great ease and accuracy, reflecting years and years of experience. After a few moments, the man puts his knife aside and wipes his hands clean. After that, he turns to you with a slight smile, then begins speaking in a baritone voice of unusual warmth, with just a hint of huskiness in it. Why, hello there. I haven't seen you around here before. I'm Kirk Messer, the local butcher, as you can probably see. He laughs. What do you need? Let me see what you have to offer. And he's not buying. Okay, so we're done in Foundry for the time being. Good news is, once we're done with this one round lap, I won't have to literally narrate every time we go to a new settlement. Because, well, that'll be most of the settlements. Rail crossing, which I have no intentions of initiating the quests for yet. Immediately ignore literally everything that ain't a shop. Upon entering what appears to be a repair shop of some kind, a variety of odors meet your sense of smell. You recognize rubber, oil, burnt fusion cells, and mushroom stew. More precisely, you identify it to be the stew made from the so-called swine shrooms, named appropriately since they smell much like pork when cooked. The man behind the counter sits leaned into his flimsy chair, voraciously scooping what's left of the stuff from his bowl, his feet resting on the counter. After finishing, he sets the bowl aside, wipes his mouth with his sleeve, and gets up from his chair and leans against the counter. Howdy, I'm Travis, the mechanic. His tongue presses over his teeth to clean residue food. What you need? Show me what you got for trade. And he's not buying much of what I've got. Take both of those blueprints, though. You seem pretty relaxed considering what's happening right now. What's going on out there, and that anything can happen, but there ain't nothing I can do about it. Panic ain't gonna do us any good. My name is Bacon. Good for you. What's with all these broken quads? Them? It's just a little junk I've been keeping around forever. None of them are functional, but there are still some working parts that can be scrapped from them. Now, I had a S750 sitting outside the shop until a month ago. That was a sight to behold. What's a S750? S750K to be exact, hot as hell. With 200 kilowatts of unadulterated power under your ass, that beautiful beast can take you anywhere. Well, not that particular one, since one of its cells caught fire and burned everything under the hood. Couldn't you repair it? Nope, way out of my league. I just held onto it so I could admire it, and I salvaged some stuff before I sold it to scrap. Junkyard's where it's at now. Got any more of that stew? Man, that thing smelled like heaven. He stares at you for a moment. Yep, I got some more in the back. Then he grins. But I ain't sharing. What can you tell me about rail crossing? We're a small station, not too small to be completely defenseless from the bandits and stuff, but not big enough to always sleep easily. I don't know, man. We got the basic stuff. A bar, my shop, Doc's office. Miles' store, Buzzer's shop is probably what folks from other stations know us best for. Which could change if the Faceless mess them up. Do you know why the Faceless attacks the rail crossing? Nope, they seem to want something from Buzzer, or just something from his shop. Creepy looking bastards. Hope we get rid of them soon. Looking for Terry and Laura Baker, merchants from SGS. Have you seen them recently? Nope. I haven't seen those guys in weeks, maybe even months. Neat goal. A squint-eyed man greets you. Aye, welcome to Rail Crossing's finest, and only, bar. You fancy a drink? I've got some tasty mushroom brew. How can I say no? And by how can I say no, I mean, buy my shit. Heard any rumors lately? Not really. Haven't really had much in the way of visitors since the Faceless showed their butts. Ugly butts, to be exact. The most recent rumor I've got is the one about Ginger cheating on his wife. He was found castrated in a stream north of Rail Crossing train station. You know, near the Hanging Rat. He wasn't a bad guy, no, but boy did he have trouble keeping his pants on. What about other rumors? Not really. Okay. Can you give some directions? Very much to Rail Crossing, friend. You got a couple of merchants, Travis's repair shop. You passed in on the way. Miles has an electronics store just past the bar, and Doc's got our office next to it. And yeah, Buzzer's south of here, and his electronics store is what Rail Crossing is most known for. Captain Herv's office can be found by the track straight from the metro entrance. He runs the station. That's all the important stuff you got here, friend. Unless there's something hidden around here I haven't noticed in the 20 years I've spent here, he laughs. What do you think the Faceless attacked Rail Crossing? To turn us into them, friend. Haven't you heard the stories? Of course, but tell me anyway. You know what they say about the Faceless, that they kidnap people and take them down to deep caverns. There they mutilate them, remove their eyes and facial skin, and install these, like, masks and other prosthetic body parts. But why attack so openly now? They have the numbers, and the time has come for us all to be converted. And yeah, the reason they went for Buzzer's store first is because he's got a mechanical arm himself. Maybe they want to turn his store into one of these cybernization conversion facilities, or whatever you want to call it. Or maybe it's something else. I don't know, friend. I really don't. This whole world has become derailed. See you later. This man seems to be busily working on some electrical component, not bothering to look up. You better be here to buy or sell something, because I swear if you brought me your old broken pistol to fix, I'll shove it up your... He raises his head and aborts the statement. You're not from around here, eh? Forget what I said then. I'm just tired of fixing broken weapons for the local yokels so they can run off and blast their own feet off. You cannot keep your weapon in good condition? You have no business shooting anything, I say. Least of all the faceless. Anyhow, what do you need? He'll take several guns, which is good for me. What sort of firearms do you repair? Junk, and I'd rather not. Don't come to me unless you got something worth repairing. Why do you think the Faceless attacked your station? Don't tell me you're as stupid as the rest of these yahoos. They didn't attack the station, they invaded the store, and the only reason anyone died is because of Captain Trigger Happy. If the Faceless wanted us dead, we'd be dead by now, trust me. They probably just want something from Buzzard's shop, perhaps he scavenged something of theirs or whatever. I'm looking for Terry and Laura Baker, merchants from Ischias. Have you seen them recently? Nope, not lately. Bye. You see an exhausted-looking woman, as her barely open eyes and sluggish motion suggest, removing her blood-stained surgical gloves and throwing them in a garbage can, filled with predominantly red contents. It takes her a second to realize she's not alone, after which she barely manages to smile before addressing you. Hello, traveler. My name is Eliza Boudreaux, but you can just call me Doc. Are you hurt? Okay, I was wrong. I needed 55. We will be grabbing that because that's an immediate addition to my kit the moment I can equip it. She'll take 5 medicines, so give her 5 psi boosters. And this is one I actually don't mind dumping the Stygian on. We'll redeem that as soon as possible. I'm really busy here because of all the shooting. Make it quick. You seem rather overwhelmed with work. Is there something I can do to help you? Overwhelmed? You betcha. Any extra pair of helping hands is welcome, but what? But there are some other issues I've been having. It takes a few moments before she continues, but she does it eventually. Someone's been stealing medical supplies from the supply locker. It's behind that door over there, and the door is always locked. And I have the only key, you see. We are extremely low on supplies at this time, so I have to make every hypo, bandage, even needle count. Have you talked to the captain? I'm sure he can send some men here to help guard the door. Oh my, yes. I've turned to the captain on many occasions. Guards have been posted here plenty of times, but the thing is, we live in a dangerous territory, and we are short of men. can't have people stand here day and night when there are so many threats lurking around rail crossing that require as many watchful eyes as we can spare. Sometimes I stay here when everyone else is sleepy, but being the only doctor in a small station can leave one tired. I fall asleep as soon as it gets quiet. When I wake up, I always go and check the supplies, and often I find something is missing. I never hear anything while I was sleeping here. The key is always with me, yet I sometimes find the storage door unlocked. She grabs her head with one hand and shakes it from side to side. I can't believe this is happening. Have you checked for a hidden entrance or something? Maybe that's how the thief gets in? We searched for one, but haven't found anything. Whoever is doing this is good at it. If you really want to help, then help me with this. Help us all, in fact. I'll help. I'll stick around to see if I can catch this thief. But what's in it for me? I can offer you free medical attention whenever you need it. Deal. Let's catch this thief. What's the situation with the faceless attacking and all? It's really messy. Hell, more like it. Max lost so much blood I thought I was going to lose him. Morphine and bandages are scarce, so I really can't afford to sell you any right now. But I'll be more than glad to spare any bandages. More than glad to buy any spare bandages and medicine you can spare. The faceless attack rail crossing. I don't know exactly. I heard some rumors that they're after some traders. You should ask the captain about that. He'll be able to tell you more. He's in the station building. Got to go. But what if the thief of the medical supplies was me? Me all along? I'll loot it. Once I'm done with this quest. Huh? How can I help you? Why do you think the faceless attacked rail crossing? I have no idea. Whatever it is, I hope it ends quickly without any more bloodshed. Although from the stories I heard about tunnelers, he shakes his head. Ask you a few questions about this place. Sorry, man, I can't help you right now. I'm sure you'll find some other people to help you out, yeah? Now get your ass back here. Oh. Okay, I might have to do this slightly differently. Mine. I may have to leave the area to reset his attempt. Money. Old money. It's some form of old paper currency. It's worth less than blank paper now, though. Worth 2 oddity points. Move, cat. Strange comm device, but I've already got that kept. Lucky dice, third and final version of that, and a new laser pistol. What? Hold it right there, criminal scum. So you're the one who's been stealing the medical supplies. The man drops to his knees and begs with a whisper, please, man, don't report me. I ain't a bad man, come on. I've been doing this because I had to. I meant no harm. I hope you have a very good explanation for this. Please, listen. I only needed the painkillers, you see. I have an addiction. I got shot several months ago by some lousy ironhead. Dr. Boudreaux treated me back then, and I got addicted to those freaking painkillers. I needed them, man, and I didn't know what I could do without them. I knew she wouldn't give them to me anymore. You have to understand, man. No one knows about this, Kay. I stole a bunch of other stuff from the storage so it wouldn't seem like the thief came just for the painkillers, reduce the chances of someone is suspecting me. I feel bad about doing it, but I had to. Please understand. Look, what you did is horrible. There's no denying it. What is the doc going to treat people with? Rocks? But maybe we can work something out with her. She seems like a reasonable person. You can't do this forever, you know. You need help. That's a little weird that there's an indentation there. Because I thought I'm pretty sure it's always been one block of text before. Jared listens to your words with a bowed head and he replies with a delay. Man, I guess you're right. I can't do this forever. Let's go talk to her. Free healthcare forever! Eliza stares at the two of you with disbelief as you emerge from the storage room. What is going on here, Jared? Jared takes a step forward to speak, his face pale, his voice trembling. I am the one. I've been stealing these supplies from your office, but I can explain everything. Ever since that injury several months ago, from the iron head that shot me, I've been addicted to painkillers. I know it's pathetic. I've been stealing them for some time from the lockers, but I also took other things to eliminate the chance someone would suspect me. I'm disappointed in you. This Jared before me, this is not the one I know. I should have you arrested right now for what you did. You endangered everyone in this station. Do you know how much damage you did? She pauses. You should have come to me, you know that? I can't explain how sorry I am. Starts crying. I still have some of the things I stole. I have it stashed somewhere. I'll give it back, I promise. And I'll pay for everything I took. Everything. I'll pay for everything, definitely. However, I will not call the captain. Instead, you need help, Jared, and I'm willing to offer it. I'll help you with this addiction, but if you give me a single reason to doubt your honesty again, the consequences will be severe. She sighs. Deal? He nods. Taken, you've done your part, and I thank you for it. If you ever need free medical assistance, come and see me. As for Jared, we've got some more talking before us. Free healthcare! And an oddity point. We are 5 out of 24 for the next level. And now I'll head to Southgate Station again. Check with Blaine, he should have restocked by now. Dump the rest off at Junkyard, and we're done with our big old shopping trip. Most of which was me just reading the introductory dialogue and everything. But now I don't have to do it again. Yep, he restocked. Buy a pet rat hound? Not an option in this game, and also I don't want one. They stink. They are very smelly. You know what, at this point I might as well get the lifting belt. I haven't found one yet, and I feel like it'd be handier to have sooner rather than later. Bad game, 0 out of 10. Just a different type of game, that's all. And the thing is, these shopping trips will actually be even longer later in the game, but it'll also be a lot quicker. There are certain things that I will be working on unlocking later. You know what? I don't feel like continuously taking the longer route. So we're about to end these dudes real quick. Huh. Are named NPCs just immune to that then? That has to be what it is. Or do I actually have to physically be behind them? Okay, you actually do have to respect the rear attack portion of it. Okay. Alright, that's as clean as the inventory's getting. Hey Bacon, did you see that mail I sent you about Camp Hathor? Yep. Good. Some people around here never check their damn mail. Irresponsible if you ask me. Now, you've heard of Camp Hathor, right? Yes, I have. Good. So you must know they supply us with a good chunk of the meat we consume here? No, wait, you're talking about that Camp Hathor? I know nothing about that. Okay, Camp Hathor is a hunting camp situated not too far to the east, past the old battery recycling plant if you're going on foot, or south through the Meatway. The north up Isaacs River if you're taking the waterways. It used to be a mining camp, but after the coal mine was closed, some miners stayed there and began hunting and exporting animal meat. They supply us with a good chunk of the meat we consume here. Thing is, we've lost contact with them after the earthquake. I'd like you to go there and see what's going on, see if everything's okay. Sure, check it out. Excellent. You know where to find me. Be careful out there. No one's safe from now. No one's safe for now because of the faceless. Yeah, this is the lower caves as of now, and that's Core City. So that should give you an idea of the scope the map actually has. And this is just the lower caves. Then there's lower Underrail. There's Foundry. There's Core City. There's upper Underrail, which I believe that's literally just Core City, because I haven't actually gone there. Yeah, it's a pretty big thing. And yes, there is a lot of loot. Now, how much of it I'm going to be able to make use of in this run, we will see. Yeah, they added an actual damage value to the TNT. Definitely not something you could ever potentially exploit somewhere. Don't worry. Oh, I wasn't in stealth. Not that it matters. Don't know about that. We have. Which, granted, part of that's just because of the crits, but... Rathounds hate fire. So flares, if you are using thermodynamics or Molotov cocktails, anything that leaves a fire on the ground will actually give them phobia. Briefly. There we go. Boots. Shitty armor. Definitely not a minigame. I'm gonna just move this. You are correct. Fortunately, this isn't a recurring thing. You do it this time. This is basically it for the run. Behold! Victory! Give him a batteries. Optoelectric nuclear battery blueprint? Blueprint. You have served your purpose. You may die now. So that's one quest basically done. Oh look, it's a single rat hound. And here we are. The man before you. Ben man? Oh yeah, there are some more typos here than I remember. The man before you wears a simple shirt on his body and a simple smile on his face. Nothing strikes you as out of the ordinary on him except for perhaps for his bushy arm hair, which looks like it was transplanted from a large rat hound. Hello, traveler, and welcome to Camp Hathor. My name is Fred, and I've got medical supplies for sale. There's something you need? Oh, I think I actually remember what that one does, so yeah, we'll grab that one too. 5 medicines, so here. And we'll go ahead and give him the honey. And I get a new psionic ability. Yay. Repeats 100% of the last unit of damage taken on the target over 4 turns. This damage ignores shields and resistance. In cases where the original damage was very slight, the recurrence may actually empower it. Hey, want to hear a joke? Sure, I love jokes. Great, here goes. A rat hound walks into a bar. He pauses briefly, appearing as if he's going to explode from laughter. Oh, it walks in, and the barkeeper shoots it. And then he erupts, startling everybody in the vicinity. It takes but a moment before tears begin rolling down his face, a shroomberry on the cake of visceral amusement. You dig? 'Cause no one likes those dirty rat hounds. That's why he shot it. You dig? There you go, Ski. There's a joke for you. Laugh. That's a good one. You're one funny man, Fred. Flatter him. Thanks, man. I worked hard on that one. Took me a while. Whoa. One day I'm gonna make a joke so funny the earth's gonna crack. Up. He laughs. What can you tell me about Camp Hathor? Well. Camp Hathor is a hunting camp, you dig? You missed it, but it was funny? Okay. We hunt all sorts of animal around these caves, and then export large amounts of meat to stations and other settlements, from Meshias to Foundry to Core City. The dormant caves just across the river are amazingly rich in animal life, you dig? So rich you could shoot a bolt from here and you're likely to hear something squeal in pain. Just look around here and I'm sure you'll see we mean business. You see a skinny man. I'm Freddy. I sell food. Which means you'll buy mine. Can you tell me anything interesting about this place? He shakes his head. Nope. The man before you seems to be busy working on a piece of cave hopper hide, just about finishing removing the final pieces of flesh from the skin. He notices you and gestures for you to wait for a second as he rolls the skin and places it in a container full of some liquid. After wiping his hands clean, he focuses his attention on you. Sorry to keep you waiting. Had to finish that one. Name's Fred. I got mostly hunting equipment and leather. But I do have a couple of interesting things in store if you're interested in taking a look. Tailoring. What kind of solution are you using to treat hopper skins? You working with leather yourself? Pretty often. Oh, well, I'm using a mix of ethyl alcohol and glycerin. You know, the latter of which we get from animal fat. Wild boars are good for that, because they got plenty. I use the same solution for all reptile skins and such, and generally avoid using salts. Just my preference. You avoid it altogether, or just for reptile skin? Just for reptile. It's just better for the skin. For others, I cure them the traditional way, you know? I was expecting, well, good to know. I had other questions. Go ahead, mate. What can you tell me about Camp Hathor? His eyes light up like a pair of torches. Ah, you asked the right man, mate. What can't I tell you about Camp Hathor? What can't I tell you about Camp Hathor is the right question. Okay. I've been around for a long time, and I can tell you many stories about this here beautiful hunting camp. You know, let's begin. Keep on, listening. Oh, here you go. Here you go, Ski. Damn, I forgot to feed my pet rat hound, Stinks-a-lot the Fourth. Have to go. See ya. But not keep on listening. Ah yes, many, many years ago, an expedition came from the west led by a man called Isaac Hathor. You know, later known as Hathor the Coalbringer. They were making their way here. They ran into deadly beasts of different kinds. Burrowers, crawlers, even tunnelers. And as they bravely fought their way through, they found this place, and with that, they discovered the richest coal deposits they'd ever seen. So Camp Hathor was constructed by his holy hands, black from all the coal. What have I gotten myself into? He won't stop talking. I'll take a short standing nap. You snap out of your vertical slumber to hear Fred yelling. And so Jezebel told him, "These people need you, Isaac." But Isaac knew something she didn't. He knew the secret of the mine. He knew about the hidden knowledge one could unlock just by touching the mysterious crystals. They summoned him, so he went into the darkness, never to be seen again. Is it over yet? I have to go somewhere else and do some stuff. No, mate, this is just the first part of the story, yeah? You still need to hear about the closing of the mine and how this became a hunting camp. Now, where was I? Your eyelids feel heavy. And now this is a hunting camp. The end. Interesting, I came to Hathor some years after the mine was closed, but you know, I feel like I was born here. Yeah, you don't get a well-rested bonus, unfortunately. That was the best story ever. Please continue telling it to random people that just wanted to buy something and accidentally asked you a question that could have been answered with just a couple of sentences. But, I can see that. I have something else to ask you. I noticed that you and the other two merchants here are named Fred, Fred, and Freddy. Is that a coincidence? No, it's a reference. Folks often ask us that. It's just a coincidence, nothing else. It can be amusing, though, at certain times. For example, Fred, who's the regular jokester, sometimes intentionally tells people that we're brothers, or whatever he thinks of at that particular time, and some people believe it. So he keeps pulling their leg, and it leads to a lot of funny situations. All in all, would you like to buy something? Let's look at what you're selling. Oh, I can throw the terrible rat hound armor over here. Melee weapons of lower quality than mine, and a flashbang. I'll go ahead and take the gas grenade blueprint. That'll probably be really helpful later. Go ahead and call it good with that. Unfortunately, that's not how guns work. Gotta load that thing up and shoot from afar, and if your perception is garbage, then it's gonna be terrible. Full train schedule. And a fusion cell. My money. A gust of wind sails into the bay with the sole intention of disturbing the romantic scene. It ferociously tussles the woman's hair, but its chill cannot pierce into her bones. She had already found warmth in her man's arms. What it can do, however, is disgorge the foul stench from the nearby toilet's execrable pit and drag it right under the couple's noses, liquefying their faces and instantly separating them through the power of what is essentially tremendous environmental flatulence. They are forced to step aside from the path of olfactory devastation as the odious wind sets sail again, its mission accomplished. After taking a breath of fresh air, the woman addresses the man. Can't you stay just a bit longer? I'm sorry, darling, but I gotta go. When I return, I'm taking you with me, away from all this. You know how I feel about this place, and the sole reason I come back here is because of you, Serene. I gotta do this. I need to prepare everything for us to settle down in the north. He wipes the tears off her face. Don't cry. She pushes him away. I'm not crying because you're leaving. I'm crying because that damn reek burned my eyes. What kind of emotional pansy do you take me for, huh? She smiles and wipes her tears off with her hand. What about the tunnelers? How are you gonna get past them bloody freaks? I know a way. You didn't marry no incompetent Quaker. She shrugs her shoulders. He laughs. Oh, really? Look, I gotta go. You take care of yourself for me, okay? Oh, cut the crap and give me that sloppy kiss already. Beck and Serene kiss each other one more time, after which Beck whispers something into her ear and walks away. What's this obscure game? Well, it's one that beats you. Though, actually, yeah, I would agree. Underrail is actually kind of obscure, because let's be real, CRPGs aren't exactly the most popular genre these days. Beck and Serene kiss each other one more time, after which Beck whispers something into her ear. Alright, now you're just being a shitposter. You're both being shitposters. Leaving Camp Hathor. She stands there and watches him in that moment, and in that moment notices you. As soon as your stares meet, you turn toward the river, pretending to enjoy the gloomy view. man sitting behind his desk nods at your approach. It seems as you interrupted him while he was cleaning his pistol, so he cymbals it with a few swift motions and puts it in his desk before focusing on you. He stands up and crosses his arms, making him appear bigger, although even without the pose, his wide shoulders alone already convey an identical message. A glance later, he speaks to you. Greetings, traveler. Edgar Garnharm's the name, and I'm the leader of Camp Hathor. We're in a bit of an emergency, so state your business quickly. Big Brett from SGS told me to come here and see what's happening with you guys. He said they've lost contact with Camp Hathor after the earthquake. Ah, good old Brett. This earthquake caused nothing more than a bit of panic and a problem or two, one of which is with our communication equipment. We'll get that fixed up in no time. Now, we got a bug-related emergency which ain't gonna be so easy to handle. Bug-related emergency? I ain't sure if you've noticed the pile of dead bugs at the north gate, but we've had those things coming out of the mine and converging on our camp. It started right after the earthquake, so I presume some wall there must have collapsed and made an opening for them to come through. Mine? Yes, Hathor coal mine. He pauses, giving off an impression of being unsure whether you know what it is he's talking about. The camp used to house miners that worked there. It was a pretty big mine. Not foundry big, though, but the business was lucrative. Unfortunately, the miners dug into an underground river. The mine was mostly flooded and was abandoned consequently. Luckily, the vicinity of this camp turned out to be rich in animal life. Those who didn't want to leave after the flooding stayed here and began hunting, and eventually started exporting meat to nearby settlements and stations. You guys seem well armed. How come you can't do with a few burrowers? A few? When those things emerged for the first time, there were so many of them that we had trouble counting them all. All we could do was stand behind the gate and gun them bugs down as they approached. Later, we sent some men in to scout the mine, but none returned. I reckon the bugs still greatly outnumber us. For the time being, I'm not risking any more men. We'll defend, and later, when their numbers diminish, we'll see what we can do. I'm willing to go there and take care of your problem, but my services cost. I like your confidence, even though I cannot see what you would possibly do that we are unable to. I guess material gain gives man strength. I'll tell the guards to let you pass. As far as your reward is concerned, come and see me if the job is done. It's a deal. Good luck. We're going to go and play with a bunch of nasty bugs now. Different bugs. Or is that in reference to Fallout? Take all of that. Well, I mean, there's a lot of bugs to deal with. And all of them are nasty. Oh, you're doing MSQ. Have fun with that. Let's see. Oh yeah, this is gonna be problematic. Because you're too bloody useful, right? Ah, damn, I double tapped. And I died from poison. Yep, it's not in the script anymore. Because it wouldn't make sense. Kick him right in the bug nuts. It is very glib. Oh, he is almost dead. Egg. Hey. I just have to deal with the poison. Burrow poison gland and burrow carapace. Flares. One down. Use psychotemporal. No. Actually, that actually wouldn't be too bad of an idea. Be even better if my things would hit. Carapace, juice, and a burrower ocarina. Dart bowling snout of this burrower has been pierced so many times throughout its life that it can serve as a musical instrument now. Worth 2 oddity points. I'll properly read the old diver's helmet shortly. Or I'll read it now. I already had one anyway, so... Hey, won't you die? And they just keep coming and they just keep coming. Having some real XCOM flashbacks right now. Another ocarina. Alright, that was a little rough, but I think it went relatively well. Their trilobite fossil. Almost capped on those. Old cage. An old cage probably used to keep rodents or bugs, worth 3 oddity points. So how do we solve a big bug infestation without actually manually going and dealing with it? It's actually really simple as soon as you find the item in your inventory. Use TNT. Then you flood them. Has it really been that long since you got it to pop? That's kind of impressive. And now the bugs are swimming. Yay. Yeah, you know, that's fair, and I don't know why. What do you mean? You get to fight the final boss in it. State your business. I've dealt with borrowers. His eyebrows rise. Well done, well done. I underestimated you, I have to be honest. How'd you manage to do it? Blasted some rocks that were completely blocking the underground river. After I took care of it, it took care of the burrowers. They won't cause you any more problems. We're all in your debt. Thank you so much. I find it quite impressive to witness what one man can do. As a thank you, I offer you a monetary reward, about 200 coins, and on top of that, since I'm very pleased with your work, one of the following: a crossbow, a sniper rifle, an assault rifle, a shotgun, a knife, a machete, or a spear, all top quality. What would you like? I should have saved before I started talking, but I guess I can reload from the phase transition. Let's see if that knife is decent. Excellent choice, you've earned it. This bug infestation is over. The Rat-Hound King is the only thing we have to worry about again. Well, we'll check in on that in a minute. How good is this knife? The King! Wow. On the one hand, this isn't a bad knife, it's a slight improvement. On the other hand, the sniper rifle that he gives can probably make 10,000 easy. But I'll stick with this. About the Rat-Hound King. Haven't I mentioned him before? I suppose I was too focused on the burrower issue. Who is he actually? The self-proclaimed Rat-Hound King is a savage man that lives with his filthy rat-hounds. He appears to have absolute control over them, as they behave much like a small army. It's almost unreal. I don't know where he resides or how he manages to control these rat-hounds, but one thing is certain. He is one very dangerous individual. Did you think it'd just be a jumbo rat? If you run into him by any chance, you better run for your life, because he ain't gonna show you any mercy, and I think no man or woman can defeat him alone. He's intelligent, and he's as large as a boulder. The biggest rat. Well, who knows, there might be big rats there. I see tank issues are continuing to be tank issues. Perhaps move to the other ledge. He's intelligent, and he's large as a boulder. He's the master of setting deadly traps and covering his tracks so well that, for the most of us, he might as well be floating through these caves. And I'm not even going to mention the deadly poisons he uses with his weapons. He's killed many of our own, and I don't think he's bound to stop. Why are you guys fighting? It all started 4 years ago, even though it seems like a century. Back then, late Gideon Sood was the leader of Camp Hathor. One day he came before us all and told us that someone calling himself the Rat Hound King was invading our hunting grounds. At one point Gideon said he even managed to speak to this man, but it turned out he wasn't nothing but a filthy savage who had no interest in discussing anything with anyone. The man claimed these lands belonged to him and wouldn't accept anyone telling him otherwise. His stubborn attitude and Gideon's refusal to give in to this man's demands marked the start of our conflict. Since then, he's been attacking our hunters, either directly or by trapping the hunting grounds, and on a few occasions has even sent packs of rat hounds to invade our camp. All in all, he's caused a lot of trouble and a lot of death around here. But we'll get rid of him eventually. We will get rid of him. What if I can take him down? In that case, I'll say one thing. Good luck with that. You need to find him first. So far, we've had no luck in tracking him down. Even if you do somehow manage to find him, know that he's likely surrounded by his rat hounds. Even if he's alone, he's dangerous enough. I can do it. Sure hope so. You proved your worth once. Let's see if you'll be able to do it again. I want to see his severed head as proof, and then... In any case, good luck. But we're not going to rush into that one. No, I just know what I need to do things, and I don't have the numbers for it. Come up to a rangy-looking ferryman loading some boxes into what is presumably his own ferry. He wipes the sweat from his forehead with the back of his hand and smiles. Look, you're welcome to say what you want, but I'm telling you how it is. He wipes the sweat from his forehead with the back of his hand and smiles, all the while rubbing that same sweat onto the back of his pants. He addresses you in a raspy, baritone voice. Greetings, laddie. I be Captain Coltrane, and I got lots of interesting tales to tell those who sail with me, for I seen things you wouldn't believe. You talk differently. Yar, I don't dig what you been meaning, laddie. That, yar, ye be, and all that. Where are you from? Oh, 'tis just the way I talk, he laughs. I be from afar, sailed here from the shivering, salty southern waters where slick iridescent eels and giant black urchins be living. Thar, all the folks be talking like this. Me lake dog of a father, rest his salty soul, he be speaking in such a thick accent not even mother or us, his sons, could understand a word of what he was uttering. And what's this place called? Jade Harbor. Be way down south, far away from where ye and I be right now. It'd be a place of joy, mystery, adventure, and spooky things. I could tell you stories that'll shiver your timbers right out of your trousers. I could tell you one or two, or three, if the right opportunity be, the next time you hop onto my ferry, Can you tell me one now? No, I got things to do, got boxes to load in, engines to check, But if you will hop into me ferry, that'll be a different story, he laughs. Then we'll have the time. I think that's how you naturally speak at all. I think it's all an act to draw customers in. Am I right? Blimey, I already explained it to you. I shout like this 'cause it's the way my folks be talking in Jade Harbor. Now, if you don't believe the words from my mouth, there's nothing I can do to sink your opinion, matey. They're telling the truth. You know anything about the Black Sea? Aye, the Hell's Gut. It be north of here and east of Dreadpool. It be a place of danger and mystery, aye. Pirates, bloodthirsty, filthy and deadly, be living there. I never sailed there, nor have I been near it, for it's not only pirates who should be feared, but other things. What other things? There be creatures that rarely venture into our waters, water serpents so large and toxic they could easily capsize your ferry, or sink it by melting her with their acid spit. It happened to old Salt Captain Bebop, the jazz of the South Underrail waters, as he got too near the Hell's Gut. Aye, some say it be pirate chemical weapons, but us ferrymen know better. There be other things as well. Giant crabs, giant bats suck your blood, and bright blue spirits, like orbs of light, sometimes haunt those who be sailing near the Black Sea, aye, and those who come too near, the glowing canine can make 'em go derailed. That's why the pirates are hiding there, for no sane man would be looking for 'em in the Hell's Gut. Yarr. We'll leave him to it. And that's most of the groundwork as far as having to introduce most characters for a while. So, I'm going to go ahead and call it here for the time being. And if I pick up again later this evening, it'll be after dinner and all. Almost to level 12, 7 more points. Kit is somehow carrying us this far. Yes, streamer is living for now. Very sad. No, the rat hounds aren't even much of an issue anymore, at least not standard and alphas. Who knows what else there is, though. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and put that back to the main menu. So chances are... I mean, it's funny you say that. If you notice the sprites when the Faceless came in, they had some mighty suspicious looking rat hounds with them. But, if we do pick up this evening, it'll probably be general exploration, finally. And, lots of oddity farming in weird locations. I'm going to mostly leave the story alone until at least 15 if I can, or upper teens. We will not be touching anything with the expedition's specific story until after I get access to a specific thing that we will hopefully be getting in the near future. After that, be plucking every little thing here and there we can do. But for the time being, that's where I'm going to call it, and we'll pick up later. Thanks for coming. Hope you enjoyed.